Hello, Editing Raven here. I am going to start the video for this week's Snow White video because last week I had edited all this video and realized it was super long, and so I decided to break it into two parts. So here I am starting it because I'm already here. So right after this clip, I am going to go straight into sewing and showing you how I assembled the first set of sleeves for the Snow White dress. And they were pretty atrocious. So, anyway, back to voiceover Raven.
Okay, so here I am, sewing in the hem of the sleeve first. I'm not exactly sure why I did that first. I just did it first this time around. Um, so yeah. And next I will be, right here in this clip, I am actually sewing the top two gathering stitches. I sew two stitches pretty close to each other and then pull the strings, and that's how I do my gathers. It's just the normal typical way. Oh, now I am adding the red ribbon to the edge or to part of my sleeve. I am trying to sew as close to the edge of that ribbon as I can, and I will be doing it on the other side of the ribbon too. And then later on I will fish a piece of elastic through it, the size of what I want it to be, so it can be cinched around or gathered around my arm, but still have mobility and movement and whatnot. And as you can see, I actually do have kind of a bit of puckering underneath my ribbon, and I just didn't care about making sure that was straight and beautiful because it's gonna be gathered with an elastic, so who cares? Okay, here I am showing you that little piece of elastic that I fished through the ribbon, and that I am now pulling that out a little bit and zigzag stitching the edge of the ribbon so that it stays in place. I will be doing this on both sides so that, yeah, the elastic stays in place. And now I'm sewing that back seam of the sleeve together. Don't ask me why I put this sleeve in this order, why I assembled the sleeve in this order. Sometimes I do the seam and then do the hem. Sometimes I do the hem and then the sleeve. It's just how I feel, preference for that day. So now I'm attaching the sleeve onto the bodice of the dress, and I'm sorry this is really crappy footage, but I don't know how to make good footage of sewing a sleeve on to a dress because you're working in some tight corners there. Um, but yeah, this is the footage I have and what I'm working with. Sorry.
So, update time. I have trimmed down the point and I cut a sweetheart neckline. I don't know how I feel about it because now I kind of regret that choice. I'm like, oh, maybe I wanted the square. I don't know. But I figure if I do the white bias tape, I could possibly make this a square neckline. If I do change my mind and I do decide I want the white bias tape around the neckline clear down here, I don't know. That's not the problem. That's not the problem right now. I mean, it is a problem and it is something I do need to decide. But right now, let's talk about these sleeves, whatever we want to call these. These are massive. I have never made sleeves this big. And I thought when I was cutting the pattern piece out that I was like, this seems huge. Like, it is bigger than my bodice pieces. This seems big. Yeah, they're massive. They're massive. I don't like them. I hate them. They're going. So, I cut them off with this pattern because I didn't think about really sleeves, and I was like, yeah, I just want puffy sleeves. I'll use this pattern's puffy sleeves. I'm already using it for the top. Yeah, I'm never using these sleeves again. I already put like a little note saying don't ever use these sleeves again. Because they're huge. They're massive. And then I went out and bought ribbon to put around the edge, or around the gathering point on the arm. Because I thought that's what I wanted, and I thought that was going to be cute and all, but it kind of gets lost in all this blue. Granted, I feel like maybe if it was not as big and puffy of sleeves and not so long, that's the only thing, is this is really long. Also, it's not tight enough to be around my arm. I kind of apparently gave it too much slack. I feel like maybe at that point the red would be a little more noticeable, but it's still just not enough for my liking. Snow White has, the red and blue sleeves. I wanted red and blue sleeves, but I didn't want to do the vertical lines of red and blue. I thought I would do one horizontal line. Yeah, I don't like this. This red is too hidden. So I went through my patterns and I found this puffy sleeve on this Advance 8488 pattern from I don't know when. I would assume like the 1950s, 1960s. I don't know when it's from. Anyway, but I like these puffy sleeves. They're not as big, and they have a little band around them at the base, and I'm thinking I'll make that a red band and make it maybe a little bit bigger than this pattern calls for. That way I can have that red band and it looks similar to what Snow White's original sleeves are. I mean, I still won't have the red and blue, but at least I'll have the red where she has like a gold or a blue. I can't remember. So look a little more like hers, the original cartoon Snow White, and I can still get my red and blue, and my red will be a little more pop and pizzazz and not small like this, and also not be these big giant puffy things that are like almost the size of my head. These things are huge. Anyway, I still haven't connected the top to the bottom, but we're getting there. So I figure let's work on the sleeves. Then I'll connect the top to the bottom, and then I'll figure out the color because I have no idea what I'm doing right here. I'm still figuring that problem out. But yeah, I'm making progress. I've decided I hate these sleeves. That's progress, right? Okay. Guess I will undo these sleeves. I will probably recycle these sleeves to cut out this pattern sleeve because they are big enough. Like I can lay that pattern's sleeves on top of. I can lay this pattern sleeves on top of this pattern sleeves, and there's still like room to grow on these ones, or room to grow on this one. This one has tons of extra space. This one has room to grow. So I'm just gonna lay them on top, go snip, 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 and that way I don't have to waste extra fabric. So a lot of unpicking to do.
So I have already put in the gather stitches at the top of the sleeve, and right now I am putting in gathering stitches on the bottom of the sleeve. Something that's kind of unique and different, but it is what it is. Now I am doing the teeny tiny back seam of the sleeve, and next I will be doing the teeny tiny seam of the red trim of the sleeve. This will be attached at the bottom of the sleeve. And then I will gather the bottom of the sleeve and attach it to this little red trim and sew it on the inside. And then I will iron it and fold it over and sew that by hand instead of stitching in the ditch because I'm not really great at stitching in the ditch. And then once again, here is some crappy footage of me trying to attach the sleeve to the bodice. Actually, this footage looks a little bit better than it did earlier until now. Darn it. Oh well, okay. Well, I tried. Okay, and now I am adding the bodice to the circle skirt. And I am actually sewing the circle skirt to even that point of the bodice because I figured it's such a small point, it's really not going to make that much difference in the circle skirt, and I wouldn't need to make a yoke or anything with it. So yeah.
Okay, update time. I have now attached the top to the bottom. I do need to clip down here so that my point is more pointy. And as you can see, I have changed the sleeves. I do like these sleeves a whole lot better. I might shorten them a little bit, like, I don't know. I just feel like the red could go up a little higher, but I don't know. I may or may not change that depending on how I feel. But it's now a dress. But yeah, so I do like these sleeves better, which was the biggest problem I had earlier. Now I need to figure out the neckline. I think I am gonna go with the sweetheart neckline. Sorry, you can see my slip underneath. I do think I'm gonna go with the sweetheart neckline, but I have a lot of jushing to do over here. I need to pin the top so I can actually see how much I need to fix up here. But I do need to trim it back and then trim down the sweetheartness, and then I'm going to put the white bias tape around it. And then I think I have decided I want to do that. But now I can't decide if, before putting the zipper in, if I want to do a red belt or not do a red belt. See, look, we can go. Do a red belt with the white top or not do a red belt with the white neck collar, even though you can't see the neck collar because I don't have one on. But anyway, can't decide if I want to do a belt now or not, but I think I have decided what I want to do with the neck. So, progress. Even though I'm making this crap up as I'm going along, progress. We have sleeves I like, we have the top and the bottom connected, I have figured out I want to do the white neck collar. I just haven't done it yet. I have made progress. Now I just got to figure out the belt, which I have to figure out before putting the zipper in. But I have to put the zipper in before I can do the neck collar. So I have decisions to make. But this will probably be the last update I'm going to do because everything else is just pretty much cosmetic. Like I have to hem the dress. I have to put on a belt. Maybe I have to put on the collar and put on the zipper. So everything else is pretty much cosmetic. So I guess I will see you guys in the reveal. Okay, I am talking loud, so hopefully you can hear me. I forgot my mic pack, and even though I'm in the woods behind my house, I really don't want to run all the way back into my house and get the mic and come back out here, especially since I'm in hills that keep catching leaves. I have been very abusive to these hills today, stomping around in the woods in them. And let's also hope that I got good footage of me out here in the woods, because it's been like looking like it was gonna rain and storm all day. So I was like, oh, I'll hurry and come out here and do photos. And as soon as I come out here, it's now sunny. And not a cloud in the sky. So, well, that was dumb. So let's hurry and review this dress so I can finish eating this apple, because now that I've taken a bite, I want to eat this apple. I don't know, for the most part, I like this dress. I like the yellow. I like how I put the white skirt underneath so you can see it. I kind of wish I went with the thicker white collar at the top, but I didn't. And I mean, it's something I could easily fix down the road, but whatever. Same with the sleeves. I kind of wish I did a bigger, bolder red down here, which is once again something easily fixable. Before getting all dressed and everything, I wasn't quite sure about the red belt. I've actually been sitting on the fence about it the last couple of days before doing this photo shoot, if I should take the belt off before the photo shoot or not. And I kind of just went with, I should show you guys what it looks like, and if I don't like the pictures or the videos I took with the belt on, then I can just take it off. But then once I put the red ribbon in my hair, I was like, oh, it like makes a perfect red circle around my face. So it kind of helps out and balances it all out, but at the same time I'm still not sure if I like the belt or not. But yeah, overall I like the dress. I think it's cute. I think it definitely, walking down the street, you'll notice that I'm Snow White. I don't like how it's not very 1950s-y. I mean, yes, I have the circle skirt and that is very iconic 1950s. Ooh, that is a chilly wind. Oh, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. I'm shivering. Can we stop with the wind? Anyway, it's even coming from the south. That's weird that the wind from the south is cold. But overall, it just doesn't scream 1950s. And so I'm kind of a little bummed about that. I'm planning on making the Evil Queen after this, and I hope she looks more 1950s-y. Is 50s-y even a word? Looks more 1950s. But I'm also worried about, like, if I go to 1950s, am I going to take away from the character and not make the character recognizable? So, I don't know. I plan on trying to do more Disney dresses in the future, so we'll see if I can find that nice, easy balance of 1950s, iconic 1950s, and an iconic Disney character and mash them up. Overall, the dress is nice, and I can picture myself possibly pulling it out and wearing it. The only downside is I might get too much attention in public, and I already get a lot of attention in public wearing 1950s clothes. I don't know if I feel comfortable enough wearing a iconic Disney dress in public, but I think I'll wear it. So overall, a win. So if you want to see me make that dress and make a 1950s Evil Queen or other 1950s Disney dresses, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell notification, all that fun jazz. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye. Dang, my butt hurts from sitting on the stump. Oh, it's so whitewashed out. Okay.